Let's go and welcome YouTube. I hope you're doing good, YouTube. It's totally the beginning of the stream. We didn't talk for more than 2 hours. Don't worry, you missed nothing. But as always, if you want to see more live stuff, you should definitely come on Twitch. It's pretty cool. Anyway, today we're working on Hyperslice, and right now I want to do a parallax shader that looks like an infinite mirror, right? Do you know the infinity mirror stuff? I just showed it on stream. I want to make a shader that looks a bit like that, somewhat like that. I think I like this. Okay, so we are trying to reproduce that. Let's go on to test it. The Blender Foundation has been liking their Hetzner boxes so far. How do you know that? Do you work with the Blender Foundation? Parallax shader test. Let's call it that way. I think I have a test scene somewhere. Yes, I doodly do. Also, YouTube, don't forget to check out the demo. I just updated the demo today. It's actually, it has a ton of stuff, okay? It has a ton of stuff in it. Try the Hyperslice demo. Pin the message. Let's go. The prices are awesome. Okay. For that, I will use a sprite. And I think I will use the Diamond 512 as an input. What do you think about that? Sounds like a nice little input for the shader. It's gonna be easy. Canvas item, no. Shader, yes. What do you guys think about running? Do you think that running your own cloud is cheaper? Because I pay for, like, I used to have a local Nextcloud. I just stopped working on it because it broke or whatever. Now I just pay Google. I pay like $3 a month, maybe less, and I have 100 gigs. I guess for that price, there's nothing you can do, right? There's no way to match that price. It's just that you can host it somewhere else. And thus, it's not going to be Google hosting their stuff, but you can't have the same amount of data for the same price, right? Cloud, I do a bit of work with them. Yeah, I was most active contributor back in the 2.8 days. Still meet with them twice a month for USD ASWF. Okay, I don't know what this is. That's pretty cool. What is your what do you do, Zek? Can I call you Zek? What do you do? I don't really know you. What do you do? You have a big drawing tablet, so you draw stuff, or you do 3D stuff. Animate, maybe. I bully people about file formats. That's kind of a weird thingy. If it's your thing, why not? It's kind of weird. Let's do shader type. Let's do shader type. Let's do canvas. Oh, come on. Why can't I type? Let's do shader type canvas. Fuck me, I can't write. Fragment, and that's it. We're going to grab the input, right? Uniform int repeat 5. Let's start at 5. Uniform sampler 2D blend mask blend mask. No, it's not really. I'm just going to call it mask. Okay. That's it. And it's cheap. The next service that says €5 for 1 terabyte. What? Oh damn, that's cheap. Why is it so cheap? So why do I use Google Drive then? That's only if they're online 24/7. How does that work? Can you like put it on sleep? If you turn them off over your night, you pay less. Holy shit. Is there an easy way? Is there an easy way to like wake it for non-tech people? Excluding VAT. Ah, okay. That's still pretty cheap. I need to dash, then play Hyperslice. We're going to run with the wifey. Catch you later. Oh my god, you're sporty. Congrats. Goodbye, Arkham. There's an API. Otherwise, it's this website button. There's an API. Okay, so I could probably have a quick automation on the smartphone that sends an API request. That's interesting. I need to think about it. I mean, it's definitely cheaper for me to run it locally. I have the 1 terabyte already. I have the Pi. I have everything locally. But it's just managing it, which is painful. And the storage price are nice. Everyone needs object storage. Everyone needs object storage. So, VEC4 in text, we are texturing the texture. We are texturing the texture at UV coordinate, right? You know that. Come on, what am I doing? That's the first thing that we do. We UV coordinate. They also offer a raw storage you can access through FTP, SFTP, SMB, like a network share. Okay. How many of you guys have your own cloud like that, and you're not going through a cloud provider like a normal cloud, like not normal but more usual cloud provider? That's interesting. I might end up doing that because, yeah, managing it locally is a bit more painful, and also it means that it's not available outside because I don't have a static IP. I can't use dynamic DNS. I have the $20 a year Google One sub for convenience. Okay, interesting. I have the same one, I think. How do I center share Godot center UV? I always forget how do you center UV. How do you center UV? You do plus minus whatever stuff, no? You do what? Multiplied by 2 whatever. Plus 1 minus 1. Come on, why don't you have that in here? Rather than paying outdoor as for 100 units of specific storage, just hook up your preferred object storage and let it go. Okay. I see what you mean. What shader did we create recently? I created a shader, right? Why can't I find it? Ah, thank you. You convert like that. That's fucking simple, right? Centered UV. You do UV times 2 minus 1. You do your thingy and then you scale it back. Converts back to 0. Or you can not convert it back. If you don't want to convert it back, you can just use UV, right? So in here, I'm going to do center UV. Scale the UV. I need to scale my UV. Okay, so let's do the thing. 4. How do we do a 4? How do a 4 loop in GLSL? GLSL 4 loop. I have no idea. Using 4 loops. Is it GLSL? Are we using GLSL? Just like in C. Okay. Int I equal to 0. It's been a while since I've done a loop like that. Repeat and I++, just like that. Is that how you do a for loop in C? It's been a while. Yeah. Godot has its own dialect. Yeah, it's not GLSL, but what is it then? It's nearly the same, no? It's nearly the same. I dream of Dave Godot using slang for shaders instead of doing its own thing. What is slang? Oh, Smacks. They're similar but different. Yeah. I've converted some shaders from Shader Toy to Godot. It was not too hard. Smacks, I hope you will be here the day I will do my next. I don't know when it will be. Probably after the next fest. I will take some time to do other things. I will like stop working on Hyperslice for like a week or something, and we might stream some bullshit stuff. I want to make a Godot GD extension to have global hotkeys on any project. You set up this GD extension, and you can use it in your project, and that way you can set up global hotkeys. Super useful for everything that is not necessarily a game, but something that runs in the background or that runs on the desktop or whatever. And I need that for a future application that I want to make. And so I want to make that in C++, and I will use the Windows API again, so I hope you will be there, because I need you. Slang is a shader language that transpiles into a bunch of other shader languages. It has a module in... Oh, okay. It's too much for me. So... you know what? Let's do Vec2 scaled UV. I do centered UV multiplied. Do I want to scale greater? Yes. Multiplied by I. Multiplied by... Do I need parentheses? Probably not. Multiplied by what? 3? Invalid argument. Can I cast that into a float? Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So I have my scaled UV. Now I sample. So I do vec for in sample. I'm gonna call. I don't know. I'm gonna texture. I probably don't need to retexture to resample again, right? I could just scale. I don't know. Scaled UV. Do I simply add that to my final output? Do I create a final output in here? Like final color? Do I do that? Or not? Maybe I don't need to. It's in text initially. Do I simply... I could define it in here, right? I could do that. Do I do that? And then I just add plus equal my in sample, right? Plus equal my in sample. I forgot that in here. Do I just do that? And then what if I put... What happens? Oh, okay, it works. It works, but it doesn't work. Because I forgot, but it's not useful. Why would I need to rescale back? Oh, because that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. It's the scaling. You scale the UV, but you need to convert it back before sampling. Otherwise, that's something I struggle with sometimes. You need to sample it to convert it back. You see what I mean? Convert it back. Yes, convert it back. You need to convert it. So what I want is my scaled UV. I want to do scaled UV that way. That works. Centered UV. Can I do that? It's going to tell me that it doesn't like... let me think. In here I can just UV, right? I don't need this shit. I can just UV. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Do you like it? The problem is that I'm doing something stupid. The problem is that I'm doing something stupid. Because I'm scaling more and more. That's not what I want to do, right? Because this becomes bigger. Okay, I need a new uniform. I need a uniform float, repeat distance, or something. I don't know. Let's say it's 1 by default. I'm gonna use it in here. I need to play around with this. So first of all, if I repeat like that, it works. It doesn't repeat the amount of repeat that I want, right? Am I missing something? Oh, it's because it's too small at the end? Repeat distance. Oh. It's because I have a repeat that is the same. I have a repeat that is the same as the first one. You see what I mean? I have a repeat that is the same. Some of the Pixar folks are interested in transpiling slang into textual WASM-IR, which is essentially a Lisp. They don't have the resources to explore it outside of hobby project. The idea has slides though. I'm sorry, it sounds like you're talking to me in Chinese or something. I don't understand. And I don't understand why that would be interesting. My float I in here is 0, so I would not need the first texture. I would not need the first texture. That could be a thing. You see what I mean? We could simply define it like that, because we don't need the first repeat. But that's not what I want. So let's keep the first repeat. Let's keep the first repeat, and let's start at 1 then. Let's start at 1. Let's start at 1. Repeat distance. But what the fuck? I start at 1? No, this is something else, right? In short, company things. We'd like to do it, but we're not going to pay for it. Yeah, that's the thing. I like that. Repeat distance. So why is my first thing... even if I start at 1, why is it not scaled more? It's 1 times repeat distance, which is 1, and so it's doing centered UV times 1. But that's not what I want, right? What do I want? I want a step. Okay, what am I trying to achieve? I'm confusing two things. I'm confusing what I'm trying to achieve as a user and what I'm doing in code. So the scale that I want to apply... Also, one thing that you don't take into account when you do something like that is that each time it's going to scale the entire thing, right? Well, it doesn't matter, it's normal. It's kind of expected. It scales the entire... You don't compute... You don't keep the same width, but it's normal. Centered UV. Blah, blah, blah. That works. This is good. And the final thing, just I can apply my mask. Right? I can apply my mask. Just because... Why not? So Vec 4... Do I want to look at the Vec... Do I want to look at that? No, I can texture it I can do float mask value is equal to texture. I simply texture the mask UV. I don't think I need anything specific, right? Vec4 to yes. I will take the R component. We don't care about that. And I will multiply the final color dot A, and I will multiply it by the mask value. Right? Is that what I want? Let me check. I do a gradient texture. 64 by 64. Yeah, that should be good. A new gradient. The fill is going to be radial. Boop. Boop. Like that. 0.01. Oops. No. 0.05. Yes. I would need another background just to check. I need a background. I need a background. Yeah, like give me a background. Give me a gradient texture that is like that. 1920 by 1080. Give me a gradient texture. That way I see what I'm doing. I see what I'm doing. Okay, and pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Why are you transformed? What? You don't have a transform and yet you look transformed. It's okay. You don't need a gradient, just use your centered UV coordinate for alpha. That's true. You're right. But I want something more versatile, I think. I want something more versatile, which means if you have a gradient, you can do whatever you want with it, which I think is pretty cool. You see what I mean? Okay, so my problem with this is this, exactly, yes. Is that it's not really what I want. It's not really what I want. I'm gonna define a curve instead. You're kind of right. You're wrong, but you're right. You say I don't need a gradient. It's more than that. The gradient doesn't do what I want, because the gradient works well if I have a circular shape, but if not, you see it creates that, and I don't care about that. I want my shapes to be less and less. You can export a curve, right? Tell me you can export a curve. Does that exist? Or I can use a gradient for that. A simple, not a gradient, like a gradient 1D. Let me think. Can you export curves in shaders? Not in Godot 3, right? Godot 3, curve. Can you sample a fucking curve? Shader. That's a texture 1D. It exists? Yeah, but in here, I don't have... That doesn't exist, right? I need a sampler. Can I do a sampler 1D? Can I do a sampler? No, okay. But in here, I could use gradient texture. I could use that. Sampler 1, it doesn't exist in Godot 3. In Godot 3, it doesn't exist. Curve. Curve graph. I don't think it does. I don't think it does exist as a uniform. I don't think it exists. But that's okay. You just need to think in terms of. You just need to think in terms of that, which is fine. Basically, what you can do is you can sample the texture. You can sample the texture. And you will sample it in here, in fact. Instead of doing this, with the float mask value, you will sample each time. Mask and final color plus equal in sample. I sample the texture and I multiply instead of using UV, I'm gonna use I divided by repeat, basically. And I'm gonna cast all of that into a float. Basically, I want this instead of... Can I do that? No, it doesn't exist. Maybe it does it automatically, right? Invalid arguments... Yes, because I need to create a vec2 out of that. Vec2, vec2, vec2. Vec2 in X, and in Y it's 0. Right? Okay, what did I do? Float repeat. I create a vec2. What is the problem? Texture. Does that work? Yes, but it's the opposite of what I want. It's the opposite of what I want because as we go towards that, we have... Okay, so I need 1 minus that. No? No, but... What? What? Huh? It doesn't do what I want. What the actual fuck? Okay, it's exactly the opposite. But why is this one brighter than the previous one? Am I crazy? Oh, because my one starts at... My one... No. Okay. What effects are you trying to recreate? Brain rot! I'm trying to recreate like an infinite mirror with parallax, maybe? I don't know if you see what I mean. Okay, the problem I have is very simple, and it is that my mask is not scaled correctly. You know what? I will remove, as I did earlier, I will remove the index in here. That way, okay, that way it's easier for me. Yes, okay. I just work on that. So now I'm the opposite of what I wanted. So actually not 1 minus. I want to be a vec2 that... Right? Why am I still the opposite? Oh, because I put it the opposite way. Oh, I'm fucking stupid. It was 1 minus. It was 1 minus. It's just that you go from... No, it's not logical. This is logical, right? This is the beginning. And this is the end. It doesn't work. The fuck am I doing? So I want 1 minus. Am I crazy? Doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why? What? Oh! Oh! No, I don't know. Okay, what am I doing? Mask value. I'm texturing the mask. I'm sampling it between... So always 0 in Y, because it's 1D, right? We don't care about 1D. It's a gradient. Is that what we want? It's a gradient. 1D. And then we're texturing float I, float repeat. We want to repeat 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we start at 1. We start at 1. What if we start at 0? It doesn't change anything. How is it possible that it doesn't change anything? I'm confused as fuck right now. Is it because the last one is... Oh, but because one of them is 0. Because one of them is 0. When this is 0, it's 0. C'est moi Victor, joue à mon jeu, joue à mon jeu. Même si tu ne le fais pas, tu verras une publicité tous les jours. Si c'est le cas, je me garerai pour toi. Ajoute-le dès aujourd'hui. Fuck you, Peacebreaker. It's not publicity, it's talking about your game, right? You should... I don't know how to say that in English, but you should. You should do redemption. You should do an act for your redemption. I said you were doing good. That's true. But it's not reaching people, though. So I'm not doing that good. It's not reaching people. Okay, what does it... Why? Because this... Okay, this is slightly better, but it's not good. Okay, let's remove the mask for now. Because I'm clearly struggling. I've only seen like 3 of them so far come through on my feed. Yes. I open the stream a couple hours later, immediately hear "fuck you, Peacebreaker," and everything is fine within the world. That's more than the month before. That's true. That's very true. You are definitely right. Okay, so let's put the gradient aside for a second, because the base doesn't work. I want that to repeat 5 times, and right now it does 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And the repeat distance is shit, okay? So let's work on that. To 0 to repeat. Why is this? Because the first one is 0, so it's masking it. Mask value, no, we don't care about that. Okay, in here. Centered UV is multiplied by 0. I want to scale. But I want to scale like that, right? Scaling is like this, so I want to scale like that. Do you agree? What am I missing? By the way, something to try, instead of multiplying your UV, add a small factor instead. It will move it. It will move it if I add a small factor. Look at that. It will move it. It will move it. But then I need to make the repeat distance smaller. Look at that. That's a cool effect, but that's not what I'm going for. Woohoo! Woohoo! And that's what we'll do later. So I want to scale. Oh yeah, so obviously I have to multiply it with sine of the coordinate. You have 5 recs. I do? I doodly do? Where? Not here though. When I move, I do. When I move it, I do have 5 recs. But here I don't, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a small one here? Multiply it again, you'll see 5. What? You mean add it? Instead of multiplying, I'm adding. But adding is not what I want. Here I have 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. But I know why I don't have 5 when I multiply. You know why I don't have 5 when I multiply? Because sometimes it's 0. So it should never be 0. That's what I'm trying to do. It should never be 0, right? So 1 is probably too small or too large. Yes, exactly. Exactly what's happening. But again, okay, I think I'm having trouble because I want my final color to be based on that. Oh, we can see it now. But don't get caught. Don't get caught. The first one is not. Let's make sure that we know which one is the first by doing that. By doing color. By doing a vec 3. By doing a vec 4. RGB. RGB. Okay. That's it. That's what we want. Okay. So this is the first one. The red one, we don't care about it, okay? The red one is the base one. You always want the base one. And then on top of that, you want 5 repeat. And right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 repeat. Why? Because the first one is 0. When float of I times that, it's 0. So we don't want that. We want centered UV. We want centered UV. I could start at 1, right? But when I started at 1, it didn't do what I wanted. And so instead of doing that, I could do equal. And now it works. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it. Look at that. I fixed it. Now the problem that we have... Exactly. That's what I did. The problem that we have is that my scaling doesn't look good at all. Do you agree? Hey, look at that. I can hide it. If I'm exactly at 1, I hide you. My repeat distance is shit. Using red as a debug color and using air check pink. Young people these days. Oh my god. What color would it be? RGB. It would be a bit of blue. Right? Is that blue? Is that pink enough? I don't know. I want vanilla bean ice cream covered in cold brew coffee. What do you mean, Peacebreaker? What do you mean? Send a sub instead of saying weird things. Sorry. Okay, we have 3 things to do, right? And we already are not too far from that. My scaling is wrong. And this width is way too big. Let's do 64. My scaling is wrong. ECP is full. So bright it hurts. Really? Is that the right color? Is that the right color? It looks more purple to me than pink. Ice cream talk isn't weird. It is. Why is there such a big gap in here? How do you understand that? Why is there such a big gap? Scaled UV, centered UV, float. Oh, because I'm taking the centered UV, which was... No. I'm creating a new scaled UV, so it's fine, right? I'm using the base one every time. What do you think? I'm confused. Centered UV. Initially, this is 1 times the repeat distance. But I'm talking in distance, and then it's twice as big. Why is there such a big gap? And why is then the gap so small? And smaller and smaller? It looks like the gap triples instead of doubles. I'm definitely doing something weird. Like, this looks a bit more correct, but even that, it doesn't look correct. This looks like a cool effect, though. I'm getting the texture. Cool effect can be used sine or cosine to multiply time. That way it loops. We're going to do some cool stuff after that. Don't worry. This is just the beginning. Right now it's shit. But I want to... My biggest problem right now is that I don't have control the way I want. You see what I mean? It doesn't look the way I want it to look. I have a hard time understanding how exactly that works. And why is the gap in here so big? It looks like I'm applying the thing on top of the thing, you know what I mean? But in my fragment, I have my centered UV. I create a new scaled UV. Every time I create a new scaled UV, which is centered UV multiplied by the amount that I want multiplied by the repeat distance. Is it the problem? Is it the problem? Why? It's like doing divided by 2 plus 0. Why? Your UV is minus one range on either axis. You multiply it by a number, one distance, which is above 1. So your UVs aren't 1, so 6 range. Dividing that by 2 and adding 0.5 make it 0 for the first, but the rest... that's why. That's why. That's why. But so what? So what do I do? But that's what they're doing in here, scale from center. Why does that work? It works because you're not... I don't understand. I don't know if this is the problem. I'm just noticing that the comment is wrong. Yeah, because I'm using the scale from center that I saw on Shader Toy. I guess it works if you're... But they're also scaling back. I don't know. I never understand that. It for some reason, it doesn't want to go inside my brain. My wish is back. Catch you next week. Also have a meeting. Goodbye, Peacebreaker. I don't think it's the problem. It puts it back in the center, so I don't know if that really is the problem. And what does that do if I do that? Interesting. I feel like it works. It puts it back in the center, so I don't know if that's the problem. Or you can use smooth step. To do what? Value minus min value divided by max value This is the formula to go to the 0 to 1 range. To remap a range to 0.1. Oh, you guys. I thought it was going to be simple and it's not. That kills me. That kills me. It's shaders, it's never simple, that's true. Value minus min val. Max val minus min val. This is the formula to go to the 0 to 1 range. Do you want me to try that? Or you can just scale it to minus 6 and throw fract at it. Ah! You kill me. You kill me. You kill me! What I do is put these hard-coded factors in uniforms and play with them. But I'm a visual learner. It doesn't exist. You don't exist. You don't exist. Scale fac. I don't know, guys. If you have a solution, give me the solution. If you don't, don't. If you have a solution that you think works, give it to me. 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 Wow. Look at that. I'm doing 3D. Rip. And more fun when you figure out yourself. No, it's not. On a similar boat, I usually start by visualizing just the UV space and throw the textures when the UV tiling makes sense. You know how each affects. But like those like here, but they're the same thing, no? Oh no, they're not. Scale fac. Okay, scale fac 1 and scale fac 2. I'm gonna scale fac 1 and scale fac 2. Okay, we start with the same thing. Okay. This is very cool. This is very cool, but I don't understand why it does that. I don't understand why it does that, but this is very cool. I mean, spacing makes sense. It does try to look 3D. But that's not what I want. You see my problem? My problem right now is that this scale factor does the same thing as the repeat distance. But this is not what I want. I feel like the problem is not here. Just to be sure we agree on the same thing, right now what I'm trying to do is control this correctly. The spacing in here, I want to control it, right? I don't want to move stuff around yet. I don't want to do parallax yet. I just feel like playing around with these values doesn't make sense. Look at how the repeat distance is huge and then it's small again. So basically the size of each square. Yeah, exactly. You see how basically how stretched they should be from one another. Like if you put it to 1, let's say 1 or 0, how you want to think about it, all of them are stacked on the same square. And then you can spread them, and as you spread them, they have more space between each other. But the spacing should be the same. I don't understand why it does this. Like visually we can clearly see that this is way bigger than this. You see what I mean? This is wrong. It shouldn't be the same. It's a 3D effect, so object farther from the view appear closer. Really? No. Yes, but no. But yes, but no. But yes, but no. Okay, give me a second. Even if it's true, it's not, it doesn't work. Give me a second. Infinity mirror. Even if it's not exactly what I want to do, let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. The spacing is the same. The spacing is the same between each object. It's not. It is. It gets closer and closer, maybe. It's just not as pronounced. If a linear value is giving you a nonlinear effect, throw an exponent on it. But why would it be giving me a nonlinear effect? Use the force or power. Look at the first message. It's not what you want, but it's what it does. Is that what you're saying to me? 3D effect. So object further from the view appear closer. Look at the first image. Like this one. Or this one. You can start with the size, locked size, then add a small multiplication on it. First image is typically first. Sorry. Yeah, sure. And what? Okay, I understand. But do you see what I'm trying to say? While this is of course getting smaller and smaller, right? This is getting smaller and smaller, but you can see that it looks, how can I see that? It looks evenly spread. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes? Do you agree? It looks evenly spread. Whereas in here, it's clearly not. And also my repeat distance is not what I want. Because you multiply instead of what? Instead of what, Smacks? Think about what happens when you repeatedly multiply a value by 0.5 and produce a curve, not a line. That's true. That's true! That's true! First one UV times 1.5. Second one, UV, 1.5 times 1.5. You're right. You're right. Exactly, and that's not what I want to do. Why am I doing that? That's not what I want to do. You guys are right. You guys are right, and that's not what I want to do. That's not. I will put the color red on me as a sign that I'm wrong. Do you see it red? You see it white. Why do you see it white? Why do you see it white? What the fuck? Why do you see it white? It's too bright, right? It's Aces in action. It's so bright that you see it white. But it's actually red. Look at that. You can see it red, right? You can see the reflection being red. A little white balance probably. I can see that there is some correction automatically. That's true. You're right. You're definitely right. I don't know why I put that in the background. You can't even see it. Redeemed transformation. Thank you. When you redeem transformation, it launches quick run scene. I don't want to do that. Only on your hand. Red color, shame. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm very bad at what I'm doing. So what do I want to do? What do I want to do? instead of doing that, I want to add that my repeat distance, right? I want to multiply, I want to do... You want linear, just do plus or minus. Yes, exactly. I want to multiply by something that looks like... I want like 1. I want like 1. Hey, fuck you. I want like 1 plus... Is that what I want? 1 plus? Yes, that's what I want. And my repeat distance should be small, so that it works. Is that what I want? Is that what I want? Is that what I want? It's probably correct. It's probably correct, but no. But my image is not interesting. It's too thick. We're using power. Power of what? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Am I missing something? But also because my 1 is in here. What if I do 1.5? What does that change? That changes nothing. What am I doing? This is like the starting offset. I tried POW. POW! Microsoft have just announced Muse, a generative AI model designed for gameplay ideation. Finally, I'm getting tired of making games. I made a post about it yesterday, you know? I made a post about it on Twitter, saying something about corporations trying to extract. I don't use Twitter. Yeah, that's true. But I saw it on Twitter, that's why I replied on Twitter. Corporations just extracting... No. I said yes. What did I say? I said something about... Oh yeah, finally I will be able to do chores all day so that corporations can create endless entertainment or something. The opposite of why we wanted AI, right? Instead of doing chores for us, they're trying to be creative for us, and we have to do the bad things. It's stupid. Yeah, but look at your nose, you're lying. You are lying. It doesn't want to go away. I'm stuck with that transformation. I'm stuck with it, that's it. So, sorry, you said repeat distance I. Okay, I try your stuff. I'm all for POW. 1. You said repeat distance, and we put it float int. Repeat distance is a float? But cast it as a float, you fucker. Just cast it as a float, you fucker. Shader time! It is shader time. Okay, it's going to explode. Holy shit! Smacks, you're the GOAT. Smacks, you are the GOAT. Because you said you see something linear, and you say when it's linear but it doesn't linear stuff, whatever, throw in a power or a log depending on what you want, and boobity boop. Congrats. I also say congrats to Zek because he said it. He said it, but he said it in a way he wanted me, or they wanted me to do it. Right? It's like a father seeing you from afar and being like, you should try doing something like this, but they're not telling you exactly what you should do. Whereas Smacks is tired of me being stupid, and so Smacks is like, just do that, please. And I'm like, what exactly should I do? And Smacks is like, let me write it for you. N times repeated multiplication is simply the power of n. Yes, exactly. I wanted to see if you were following or not. Finally, GG. Another day on Smacks Carry. And I'm waiting for the next Smacks Carry where Smacks will basically do the GD extension for us. I can't wait. Okay, this looks good, right? This looks somewhat good. And so now, look at that. Exciting. Now we need to use the mask. So let's multiply by our mask. Our mask is opposite again, right? Our mask starts at 1 and ends at black. So it should not be 1 minus. I go back to what I was saying earlier. It should not be 1 minus. Yes. Now we go from I to repeat. Is that correct? Repeat plus 1, right? Do you agree about that? Because we just flipped the gradient. No. I want the logic of the gradient to be logical, to be the same as what we see. And in our societies, we go from left to right. So we go from we see it to we don't see it. That's beautiful. Oh! In Godot 3, they don't have a flip gradient button, or do you expect him doing manual labor? Frankly, I wouldn't understand math without shaders. Shaders are the graphing calculator I wish I had when I was a kid. Okay. Yes, but no. Personally, shaders are a bit too hard to understand some stuff sometimes, because shaders are like too many things at once. I'm sorry about that as well. It is Godot 3, yeah. We dare to do manual labor. No manual labor. It looks like my scaling is wrong. Or is it? This is smooth as hell, and this is not what I want. This is smooth as hell, and this is not what I want. I want to clamp it. It probably looks closer to what you actually expect, meaning that it gets darker as you progress. But I would like to clamp it also. No, I don't. I don't want to clamp it, because clamping it basically means you reduce the amount of repeat. Right? You reduce the amount of repeat and it's clamping and it looks bad. Okay. So let's keep it that way. Let's linear cubic. Let's cubic instead. It doesn't change anything, right? I thought it would be a bit more linear. Cubic. It's slightly more aggressive, but it's not aggressive enough. This looks good, right? Well, there are shaders and there are shader toy insanity. Yeah. Okay, let's try with another spritey sprite. First of all, let's reduce that. Holy shit! I moved the wrong stuff. Oh, Godot! What is the problem, Godot? Are you telling me that when there's an image, you can only grab it where you actually have pixels? So in here it doesn't work? You have to grab it in here? Fuck, that's stupid. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Just eat G with the blender hotkeys. It's in Godot 4! Blender hotkeys, what do you mean? Blender hotkeys, no! Too bad. It's in God of War. W enables move. That's true. That's true, because it's logical, right? W, remove. Remove. Quir. QWERTY. QWERTY. QWERTY is stupid. The logic is queer. Ah. But I am on an RZT keyboard, that's why. Stupid MOBA players everywhere. Shader Toy is the nerd equivalent of footballers practicing wildly impractical tricks for hours on end. And that's why we love it. Oh, that's a good analogy. I liked it. I like it. Thank you for the follow, Brainrot. It was time you followed me. What happened to your nose? What are you talking about, Fruit Superman? Are you trying to judge my physique? My appearance? The nose will not go away, will it? I think it's stuck. I think it's stuck. Unfortunately. Oh, this looks bad. Oh, this looks bad. But also because the shader is bad. Because the pattern is bad. Pattern! Pattern! Pattern diamond. Oh my god, it's stupid. Finally a snowflake. I'm getting dinner, see you later, goodbye, and happy meal. Okay, now we need something, guys. Now this is when we put that shader, we turn that shader into the ultimate shader, okay? This is when we turn the shader into the ultimate shader. You have Bon Appetit, which is international, and you say happy meal. Yes. I prefer it. I find it funnier. I like that. Let's stop the transformation. I'm not a joke. I'm not a fucking... We're not at a circus in here. I'm not a fucking clown. Oh my god, it's already 5 p.m. Oh my god. We did nothing. Okay, let's do something. First of all, let's remove the debug color, because that's ugly as fuck. Alright, now we're talking. Now we're talking. The problem is that... Yeah, no, it's okay. Okay, now we need to do something crazy. We need... And I don't know how to do that. We need the... I think we need a parameter. Maybe, yeah. I was going to say we need to get the camera position compared to the shader and stuff. I think we need to have something simpler. We need the vec2 input, which is the direction at which it should move, right? Something like that. Is that what we want? Is that what we want? Do you want to make it camera-based, or do you want to have an input? I think we can try both, right? So those scale factors, we don't care about them, right? We don't care about them. But that's good, okay. Anyway, uniform... Vec2. How would you call that? Scale fact 2 actually affects the direction. No, it does. It does. It does. But we are going to do it in a different way, I think. We're going to do it in a different way. Let's call it direction. That's true, because I don't know how to say that. You need to split in X and Y anyway. That's definitely true, because right now it's not moving the way I want. Because it's moving everything, you see? It's moving everything, so I don't want that. I think this is useless. We can remove it. I remove it and I go back to 0.5, 0.5, it's fine. So now what I want is my direction. And how do I want to do that? What should be the result? What should be the result? It should simulate a camera movement. You see what I mean? If the camera is perfectly centered, this is what you see. If the camera is on the right, what do you see? You'd have 3 coordinates for that direction or whatever, because the scaling changes depending on your viewing angle too. Yeah, but let's forget about it at first. This feels as if it would be more simple to just implement a portal camera and create a physical infinite mirror in game. Yeah, but it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. Also, if I have a shader like that, I can easily put it in my game. Whereas if I have a complex setup with like a viewport, a camera and stuff, it's going to be more of a pain. So, what happens? I don't infinity mirror. I have it open already, right? I have it open. So what happens when you look at this? The closer you are, it moves to that point. It doesn't matter, in fact. It just scales and scales and scales and scales. So it moves. It moves. That's it. Direction. It just moves with the direction. So if I put it to 1, I'm expecting this. Look at that. Look at that. You guys are ready or not? Ready or not? Scaled UV. I will move the UV. So I do scaled UV plus equal. Hey, countdown. Plus equal direction. Do I use the power that we have in here or not? Maybe not. No, because it's moving all of them. What? Direction times power distance. What if I tried my thing that I was doing earlier? It's kind of doing what I want, no? It should be simpler than that. It should be simpler than that. Because UV is direction. What happens? Okay, what happens if I do plus equal 1? I don't remember. Plus equal 1 does what? It moves everything. No, but not like that. Not like that. Just vec2. Vec2. 0 in float. It moves everything to half of the thing. So 1 is too much, maybe. Goodbye. There's a great GDC presentation of rendering tricks to use in Cocoon. If you need inspiration, just how weird you can get using cameras for shaders effect. Oh my god, Cocoon. I didn't finish the game. To be honest, it was a bit boring. Unfortunately, I'm not that much into puzzle game, and I would need to power through to finish it. It's a beautiful looking game though. Can you send it? Do you have the link? So is it doing what I expect? Is it doing what I expect? It's moving everything. Why is it moving it in that direction? Why is it moving in that direction? Oh, because it's moving it. I don't want. What? Okay, it's closer to what I'm expecting. But why? So are you saying that I should do minus? Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. That was a game, forgot to put it in my wish list. It's on the Game Pass, I think. Yep, okay, thank you. I think it's on the Game Pass. The rendering and art tools of Cocoon. So I think what I can do is scaled UV plus minus direction. Let me remove that. I can do minus equal to direction. I can try your power again. But it's I removed it from here. But it doesn't look like what I want, right? It's moving everything. It's moving everything. What I want is simple. What I want is simple. To me, it's that. I want that. I want that. No? Don't I... Isn't it what I want? I can remove that vec because I already have my direction. Isn't it what I want? My direction. What the fuck? Hey, this is cool. Do you think you can achieve that? It looks like it's very cool. It looks like it's curved. What do you think about that? I love when you achieve something that you wouldn't be able to achieve, right? It looks like it's curved. That's amazing. Blop, 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 blop. But that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Because the final one... What am I doing? Because I'm doing the opposite of what I want. Isn't it why? I'm doing the opposite of what I want. I want 1 minus. I want 1 minus. Apparently not. Infinite Mirror Timu. No! Who created that GD shader? Did you? It doesn't exist. What the fuck did you... I thought it was a link. The abuse camera has low resolution ray tracers. It's hilarious of how to push it. Okay. Okay. That sounds cool. Why it doesn't work? But what the fuck? Okay, let me think. I'm not thinking enough. I wrote a file name. It's imprinted as a URL. I'm all up for funds, but registering dumb is a bit too much. Okay, good. So, direction is the amount that I want at the very end, right? And I multiply by that. Float I. Initially it's 0, so it doesn't move. So that should work. Am I crazy? And if I do it before the scaling, what happens? Nothing. That would be an awesome approach to read the fucking manual on the next level. What am I missing? What am I missing, guys? What am I missing? What am I missing? Because I applied the power before, so it's all fucked up. Isn't it what's happening? I applied the power on the scaled UV, so now it's all fucked up. What's it supposed to look like? Something cool, Louis. What do you mean you can't find it? There's a whole website about it that I just registered. I think what I need to do is do this. I need to register. I will show you what it's supposed to look like. Just a second, okay? I think it's supposed to look like this. Vec2 scaled UV. You create the scaled UV. Okay? Maybe it's originally centered UV. Do I want to center it before? Maybe it's just UV, right? What do you think? Do I need the order? The order is important, right? Do you agree that the order is important? The order is important or not? So now I didn't change anything, that's good. What if I apply the direction before it doesn't change anything, right? My direction doesn't change anything. It looks closer to what it's supposed to look like. It's closer to what it's supposed to look like. No? It is. It is. It is. Right? It is. It is. It is. The problem that we have is that we have a lot of overdraw. I think this can be fixed by discarding the pixels instead of doing Is it how it's supposed to be? It looks curved for some reason. This is because of the power, maybe. I don't know if it's my brain tricking me or if it really looks curved. It's not straight, right? Yes, exactly. And I think that's what's happening. We curved it because of the power. We are curving it. And we have a lot of overlap, right? I don't know how to deal with that. This is a much more difficult shader than I thought, to be honest. Maybe you put less repeat and it's fine. If you have less repeat... Yeah, but then the distance matters a lot. Maybe you just play around like this. Maybe that's enough. You just make sure that every time you increase, you have enough space to move stuff. The effect should be relatively subtle. Otherwise, it looks horrible. If the alpha was a flat value per repetition, you could clamp it. If the alpha was a flat value per repetition, you could clamp it. Yes, I see what you mean. Instead of because in here, because of the shape, I don't have the same value in here that I have in here, right? Because my gradient is applied like that. And what we could do is say we want the same alpha on the shape. Right? That's what you say. And that's what I thought initially. I think that's what I wanted initially. Something less smooth than that. But honestly, that's already pretty convincing, I think. One last thing that would be cool is to make it move. So when the UV is centered, you pow in here. Can I make that multiplied by time? What does that do? That does nothing. I need to add time. No? What? I need to add it. Vec2. Okay, I'm trying something. Usually I know what I'm doing with time. What's the scale of time? Seconds. It's... I don't even know. It's a float that moves. I need to open to my cats. Give me a second. plus vec2 cos. Why would you want to do all of that? I can put it if you want. In my with my power. Tau doesn't exist. What is the value of tau? Tau? How do you say that? Const. Tau. It's 1.6 something, right? I don't know exactly. It's pi divided by 2. 2 times pi? It's 2 times pi? Really? But pi doesn't exist in Godot 3. You're thinking of E. Ah, maybe. Oh, 14, 15, 9. I hate you. You can't do a calculation. Can you Ah, that's frustrating. Godot is so fucking frustrating. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do 2 times because it's not a const float. No. Oh, I don't. Oh. Shh. Crazy. Thank you, Smax. Crazy. Is that what you wanted to do? It wiggles, but that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. It looks like a jellyfish. Not to be confused with jellyfin. Jellyfin is the Plex, the open source Plex equivalent that I recommend. It's pretty good. I use that. Okay, that's let's put it here. Jellyfish. That's not what we want. It's cool, but that's not what we want. It undulates rhythmically. Rhythmically, yeah. Oh, wait, this is the wrong line. I put in line 20. You put in line 20? Not sure it makes the difference, though. You want me to try? I can try. So you would do that when it's centered, basically. The problem is that I don't have my power anymore. Okay, give me a second. I need to fix some stuff. I love how we're just going to do all of the effects possible, but not the one I want. So close enough. Now just kill it down. That's not what I want, though. That's not what I want. I want, personally, I want, I want everything to scale down like that, as if it was moving. You see what I mean? There's an infinite space of effects. Should take no time. Yes, exactly. That's a very, very efficient way of searching. What I want right now, where I'm scaling, is this. Basically, I would like to play with, to do that effect automatically, right? Like, have the impression that things are constantly scaling down. Like if I was emitting particles. An easy way, it's really fun because what I'm doing right now with you guys, I could have done that with a particle effect, now that I'm thinking about it. Right? I could do the same fucking thing with a fucking particle. Is that true? Could do the same fucking thing with a fucking particle. And I would have even more control. We have a bit of overlap, so we need to do that. We need that gravity to be 0. 8 is cool, but time is too... It's going too fast. Let's do that. Yes. That's basically... Fuck. That's basically what I want. You see? That's basically what I want. And then if you don't want to have the... If you don't want to have the thing, you can just do that. Remove the shader. Alright. Basically the Hyperslice title. Exactly, exactly. What is particle if not a fancy shader? That's true, but a shader that I didn't do. So, you know what? Maybe the effect doesn't look good if it scales down like that constantly. It's a good thing that I can do it easily with a shader, though, because it shows me that it's not necessarily what I want. It shows me that it's not necessarily what I want, because it's very, very distracting. Right? It's very, very distracting. Okay, I need to do it like that, at least. I read that in Dracula's voice. It should scale less with time, like it has perspective. Do you prefer that? We don't even have to scale all the way through. This is so easy. This is why I wanted a curve, right? This is why I wanted a curve for my shader. I wanted a curve because visually it's so much easier to play around with a curve to achieve the effect that you want. Fuck, it's the same effect. It's the same effect. The only problem is that I can't achieve that movement with the particles, right? Is there a way? Is there a way to tell my particles to not scale to the center? There is no way, right? In Godot 4, there is no way. Linear acceleration. You're right. We can tell them to move a bit. We can tell them to move a bit. You're right. Yeah, that's what we can do. Thank you for the follow. I am Pitto. Welcome. You're right. We can play around with that. It might be a bit hard to navigate, because the values don't map directly to what we want necessarily. And it's a bit slow to react. Acceleration. And then you change the direction in here. Right? Linear acceleration. Linear apply to each part. The direction of motion. Oh, so you need a tiny bit of velocity then to decide where you want to go. You need a tiny bit of velocity to decide where you want to go. That way you can play around the direction using this. Am I correct? If it's going in the direction of motion. What? It looks very random. I should not have spread. I should not have spread. So one goes towards the bottom. Yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. It's a bit hard to control though. Do you have a better way? Use multi-mesh, you can do whatever you want with the movement on the CPU. That's true. No, but I just wanted to have an idea. Okay. That's cool, but still, we have that, guys. We have our shaders. It was fun to create the shader. I think I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool. I just need a second thing. I think I made a shader and I will do it again. I think my problem now is that I would like to confine. Yes, I think I'm gonna do something, guys. I'm gonna do something unique. That's why I made my shader unique. Instead of having that, I will have uniform sampler 2D pattern. Pattern with a hard P. Sorry for you guys listening. I peed in the microphone. I'm very sorry about that. And my pattern is going to be hexagon. Pattern hexagon. Skibbity bop, 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 skibbity bop. What if I use the pattern now? Okay. It's just that every time we do this in sample a mask value, yes. You peed in the mic. Exactly, I peed in the mic. I peed in the mic. Strongly. Hey, Severance tonight. Severance tonight, guys. Did you watch Severance already? Episode, what, 6 tonight? I'm excited. Severance is amazing. Severance is amazing. I want... Take me to dinner first. Never heard of that. What? Is it because you're severed? Is it because it's the work you that is talking to me right now, and that way you don't know about Severance? If you've never heard about Severance, go watch it now. It's amazing. Take me to dinner first. We don't do dinners in here. Okay, I have a problem, and my solution is to use a diamond full. Diamond 512? It's this one. Okay, let's use the diamond full. Let's scale it up a bit. It's gonna be poor. It's gonna be poor quality, but it's fine. And I want to multiply that. So I want to do mask value if you want. I can multiply that by texture, by index of A. Perfect. Index. So I don't do that instead. I don't do this. I just do that. Oh, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Also, it's so low quality. It's so low quality. It's probably because the wow. I need the tiling I need the initial tiling. Uniform repeat. Before that, I need uniform initial tile or something. You know, I need a float initial tile, and it should be 1 by default. Float. Just const float quality equal infinity. Exactly. I've never seen Severance. Can I still make a game in Godot? I don't think you can, because Severance is actually the first thing that you need in order to be able to open Godot. I mean, you can open Godot, but Godot won't react the way you think it will if you're not watching Severance. So yeah. No, honestly, Severance. It's been a while since I've been that interested into a show, that invested in a show. Every time I watch the show, I go online, I watch theories, I theorize myself about it. I'm like, oh, I think I've seen this detail, and I like this thing, and oh, that could explain this and that and whatever. The cinematography is really cool. The thing it's talking about is really cool. It's like a dystopian future where people can be severed. So basically, they can have their brain severed into their work self and their outside self, so innies and outies. And so when you are at work, you don't know what's happening outside, and when you go back outside, you don't know what happened at work. It sounds a bit stupid, but honestly, it's like really, really cool. Severance is also the payment you received when you get fired. Oh, maybe. Why are you spoiling the show? It's not spoiling. It's not spoiling. It's literally the two sentences that are describing the show. If you look at the show online, it's really not spoiling. The severance procedure is explained, because the severance procedure itself is not the mystery, right? You will hear about it in the first episode. The mystery is all of the rest, and it is mysterious. Severance is the name of the 2 seasons of tutorials introducing Kadoyas. No, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's hard to convince you. It's hard for me to convince you why it's good, but it's definitely going to be the one of the top shows ever. It's really, really good. If you like the mystery that was in Lost, you will like Severance. If you like the idea that we talk about a somewhat dystopian future, you will like Severance. If you like good cinematography, you will like Severance. If you like good actors, you will like Severance. Like, just watch it. It's fucking good. Just watch it. TLDR, Severance is part of Apple's attempt at creating a beachhead for their streaming platform before they inevitably cut the budget and turn into yet another Netflix. One thing. I hate Apple in many regards, but Apple TV is where I found the best shows ever. Like, Silo is there, Severance is there, Servant is there. Recently, I looked at something else. I don't remember what it was, but like every time I'm watching an Apple TV Plus, For All Mankind, I think there was also something with like how was it called? It was a thing about a psychologue with the guy that plays Indiana Jones. Fuck, I'm not going to remember. And I think it was an Apple TV Plus. Honestly, they're doing very, very good shows. Like, it's quite impressive. Every time I'm watching an Apple TV show, it's like good for some reason. So we need the initial tile, guys. In text. We don't need that. Where are we scaling it? Can I do that? Initial tile? Oh, yeah. Okay, I can, but you see, because of the complexity, it doesn't look very good, right? Because of the complexity, it looks very fast, it looks very bad, unfortunately. Ah, that's sad. That's sad. Yeah, it's too complex. It's too complex. And also my mask doesn't apply anymore. Mask value times that. Because this... What? Is it not applied anymore? It looks like it's not applied anymore. That might be why it looks so bad. Looks like my migraine spots I get in my sights. Ah. Best shows are only available on CW. What is CW? Shader stuff. I have a fucking... It's fun that you're talking about migraine, because I have a fucking headache right now, and it's ugly. It's really ugly. Shader Glass 1.0 has been released. Big update. Apply shaders to any app on your desktop, gaming, pixel art, and videos. How are they doing it? How are they doing it? How are they doing it? They read the screen? How do you read the screen? Just listening to the stream makes me want to play Rogue Legacy and Hades. Hades is so fucking good. You can read screen pixels through Win API. Oh, we need to do something like that one day. Is it Windows only? Probably. In Windows, you can sample the background, yeah. Okay. Shade of glass. What do we see? When, yeah, it seems to be using a... Godot's color picker does that too. Oh, okay, interesting. So what is CW, Yuri? There are tricks for other platforms too. Okay, interesting. That's pretty cool. That's freaking cool. I'm gonna put that on the side, and I have a lot of notifications. I need to read them at some point. Okay, guys, we're not done. We're not done. It's 6 p.m. That's crazy. We're not done. I feel like I'm not applying my mask anymore. Why is it the case? In sample, final color. Final color. So let me check. If I do that, it does this. I multiply by that. It really feels like I'm not applying my mask value. Mask. Make unique. Make unique. Oh, it is, but we don't see it. What? It's shit. CW is Warner Bros. Channel with shows targeting teenage girls. The best they had was probably Supernatural. Okay. The OC Supernatural. The OC was fucking cool. The OC was fucking cool. And a bunch of superhero shows. Okay, the OC, I loved it. Honestly, try Severance. Why does it look so bad compared to this? Probably because of the complexity, right? Probably because of the complexity. But I have the feeling it could look good. Why is it then? Can we try with another pattern? What pattern do I have? What pattern do I have? Pattern square? Oh, that looks ugly. That looks ugly. Ah, that looks ugly. But this is because of the... Yeah, this is because of the... Oh, I know why. I know why. It could look good. In here it looks okay because there's no overlap. But we saw that the moment there's an overlap, it looks bad, right? Because it combines the pixels. Right? So we would need to remove the overlap. If we fix the overlap, this could look great. I think this could look great. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Do you think or not? And then we could also have a uniform. I'm gonna stop there, I think, because I wanted to try something. If you understand why I wanted to have that, good luck, good for you. If you don't understand why, that's your problem. I'm not gonna tell you why. I wanted gradient texture 2D. No, I wanted gradient texture. Yes, we need less colors than that, and we could color it. So we could go from like a very deep green to something deepish like that. Maybe that would be good, and then we apply that. So how do we do this? Well, it's simple. We do plus in simple, and we do texture. We do the same thing as this. We do the same thing as this, but instead of doing mask, we do gradient color. And we don't just take the R value. Yeah, so the biggest problem is that we have some overlap. I'm sad. I'm sad that we have some overlap. I'm really sad. I'm really sad that we have some overlap. I'm really sad. We would need to fix the overlap. That's what we need. That's what we need. Start looks like Xbox 360 in here. Yeah, the OC is a classic. Yeah, OC was Fox. CW did Gossip Girl. Yeah. Any idea to do the overlap? To fix the overlap? Any idea? Any idea? I think we should think in terms of layers instead of thinking in terms of to fix it. I think we should fix in terms of layers, and that's why it might be a bit hard to explore. Instead of just applying the shader, you see what I mean? Instead of just applying the shader like that, we would need, instead of just applying the gradient, instead of just applying the gradient stupidly, we would need to apply it to a step, to an entire step. And I thought that's what I was doing. I thought that's what I was doing. Why is it not what I'm doing? How do I sample this gradient? How do I sample this gradient? I sample the gradient by doing float I, and I do that for each pixel, right? Float I. So I feel like for each repeat, the mask value would be the same. It doesn't work. Or maybe it works. Maybe it does, in fact. Maybe there's the same alpha is in here, right? I thought it was also doing a gradient in here, but it's not. It's not. Otherwise we would see a gradient, and in fact it's not. It's solid, right? It's solid. So it works already. Is it true? I think it is. If so, the brightness is from summation. Max instead of summation would work. Max instead of summation. Where I sample them, where I do plus in here, my final color. Instead of doing final color plus equal, you would max between the final color and the sample. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? So far it doesn't change anything, which is good, I think. You fixed it. By overlap, you mean colors going brighter over two passes overlap. Exactly, that's what I meant. You fixed it. Congrats. Yeah, you're right. We just look at the max. And I think Zek told us about that like years ago. Years ago. Zek is the king. Zek is the fucking king. And you are the queen. Because you said it. You said it too. But I don't know. I need to make you different. So you are the queen. That's how it works. That's how it works. So instead of doing plus in sample, I do the same thing, right? I do max between the final color and the sample. It sounds too simple. Oh, it works. It works. It's ugly though. It's really ugly. It's really ugly. Do I need to what? Okay, maybe my gradient color, I will remove that for now because it looks really bad, right? It looks really bad. But what about... Yeah, okay. That's much better. That's much more something I would look at. Oh, this is pretty cool. You can change the repeat distance in here. Boom. You can change the initial tiling. That's freaking cool. Okay, we have something. I like that. What is this? It's the amount. Yes. So not too many. And then the more details you have, the harder it's going to be to parse. What else do I have in terms of pattern? Pattern, squiggly, hexagon. The hexagon might be okay. The problem with the hexagon is that I'm squishing it because my input map is not correct. And also I made a mistake. Texture gradient. Okay, let me put that in here. In sample. I'm just going to put that outside if I want. Mask value. I'm not masking the shape though in here. I'm not using the input shape, right? In text. I'm not using the input shape. Which means I need to multiply that by the index dot a. Yes, I want to preserve the input texture, right? That's kind of what I want. The problem now is that my hexagon are squished, but this looks good. This is fucking trippy. You see why I want that? Can you think about a moment in my game where I have this? Can you think about a moment in Hyperslice where I have this? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Hyperslice. Spoiler alert. The background is like that. Why do I like that? Why do I like that? Why do I lag? For some reason I lag. I hope it's because of the stream. You can see my background, right? You can see how I reveal the background. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? It would. I know, it would. It would be really cool. That would be fucking amazing. And also what I could have two shaders like that. I could combine those two shaders. On the side, I could have the look of the arena. I don't know how I would do that though. I could have the sides of the... What I would like is to give depth to my arena. So I would do this. The side of my arena could be like that. Yes, I think this is a good example. Yes. Imagine that on the side. But only a few of them, like only 3 or 4 maximum. That way it gives some depth to the side of the arena, and then maybe in the middle I have the second... I combine it with the second depth. That would be fucking cool. And of course it should react where the player is. That would be cool. That would be crazy. So what do we do in here? We don't put an input pattern. Sounds good, go ahead, you have green light. Thank you. I think the pattern polar coordinates. What? Why do I have polar coordinates in that? Angle? What? Since when do I have that on my pattern? Polar coordinate. Oh, I'm not using it. Okay, I'm dividing it by scale. Dividing it. Moving time using normalized time speed. Okay. Yeah, so I don't need to take that into account. Do you know Do you know how I can take into account the scale of my texture? There's like texture size or something. I do it on Dashpong. I think. Basically, if the input... Basically what happens is that my input shape is square, but this pattern is not square. You see? So it's kind of broken. I might have another solution to make my life a bit easier. I could draw... Okay, I'm gonna try something. I could draw that. I will still need a polygon, but I have some idea. I have an idea. I'm gonna take that pattern. I'm gonna put the texture in here. That is okay. With controls, I always pass size and compute aspect ratio, but with 2D nodes, maybe there's a size built in. There is a size built in. You can use a texture pixel size or texture size or whatever. There is something you can do. I just don't know how, but there is something you can do. Texture size? Yeah, maybe that's just it. So now the problem with this is the do I need to compute that manually? Hey, thank you for the follow. Is that how I should do it? I forgot. No. By control nodes, I mean literally drawing on a blank canvas the size of a control. Thank you for the follow, Kazan. Oh, you know what? Let's fuck it. I don't want to do that right now. I'm just gonna take a look at Hyperslice. Not at Hyperslice. Base map. Base map. Shader gradient pattern. How is it called? Map. Pattern, shader gradient, border. Don't I have everything in it now? Tiling, tile factor, tiling.gd, pattern. Look at that. Diff, and then I multiply that. Pattern, pixel size. I don't have to do anything, right? And I multiply that to my tiled UV. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see if it works. It works. This is so small. Transform. Maybe make it slightly bigger. We said... Let's put that over here. Diff. We said... We multiply to our scale UV. Is that important the moment we do it? Ah, look at it. It's fixed. It is fixed. Oh my god, this is beautiful. And now, skibidi bop. This is the exact effect I wanted to have. This is perfect. And of course, you can play around with that or with the repeat. Maybe you want to hide repeat and then you just want to hide it fast. That's fucking cool. That's really cool. Ah, interesting. So, the effect won't look correct. Oh fuck, my brain is fried. My brain is fried. Help me think about that. Imagine that this is an area. This is an arena, sorry. I'm reminded of the Halo 3 terminal hexes. Yeah? Definitely. And welcome, Nihilus Somnibus. If you are a player and you're looking at this thing as if it was a floor with infinitely repeating, I mean, an infinite floor, like a parallax floor. If you are here, do you see what I'm trying to say is that this direction that we are calculating, shouldn't we calculate it based on the position of the player and not on the centered all the time? Or it doesn't matter? Do you see what I mean? Am I stupid? Is it not what I want? I think the former makes more sense. Sorry, which was the former? Oh, I don't know. I think I need a test. I think I need a test. I'm having to follow the player rather than having it always based on center. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the idea is that you would change the parallax. The idea is that we change the parallax based on the player position. That's one thing. The other thing is, how do we know? No, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Okay, let me try with a polygon because it's slightly easier. It's slightly easier to work with a polygon, I think. I would need to make it square though. I would need to make it square. Data. We are going to put a texture. We are going to put icon. The UV is not going to map correctly. That's okay. We can do blah blah blah. 4. The texture is 196, so 0 0. Am I doing it in the correct order? 1, 2, 3. So 2 would be... this would be 0. This would be 196, 196. And this would be 196. Yes, okay. So roughly, right? We don't care if it's not exactly correct. And then on top of that, I can put my wonderful shader, and that should work. I will need to modify it slightly. Paste. I don't need to modify it slightly, it works. I don't know if this is a square, but I'm putting it on that. Oh, come on. You guys. Can I put my player in here? And does that work? What happens if I do this? Of course, it's going to want to see a camera, for fuck's sake. My game is so dependent on some stuff. It's not my fault, I promise. It's not my fault. I promise. I think it depends on where the camera should be logically. When centered, it looks the center again. Yeah, you're right. It depends on the camera position. Yes. You're right. What? What is happening? My camera is centered around here. Where is my camera? It is here. So why is it so... So why is it so far? I don't get it. I don't get it. How do I test that very easily? How do I test that very easily? In your honest opinion. Right? How do I test that? To see if it's convincing, I get the polygon. I will do it roughly, right? I will do a bunch of very minor calculations. What the fuck? I can't see anything. Oh, come on. 464. 464. Let me try something. Let me try something. 464. 464. It needs to start with a 4. Okay. The sprite that we want to use is polygon, right? Polygon, it has a transform or not? It doesn't. It doesn't. Because my polygon is set at the top. Oh, that's why. Where's the beginning of my polygon? Polygon transform. Why am I not able to see anything in this fucking thingy? You see what I mean? Anyway, I could compute the center, but I'm too lazy, so I will compute a center with using a... How is it called in Godot? A marker 2D? It's not called marker. How is it called? Position 2D. Why am I lagging so much right now? And why is it putting it at the center in here? Oh, because I moved this entire thingy. For fuck's sake. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. So let's center everything. Yes, let's center everything. Okay, slightly easier. It's gonna be slightly easier. For some reason I'm lagging like crazy. Maybe I have too many things open. Maybe because I have the game open. I might have too many things open. Oh, I also have Dashbong open. Goodbye. Open. Goodbye. 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 Okay, so 464, right? So I compute the global position. I grab var player pause. It's a vector 2. It's $player global position. It doesn't have to be a global position, but it doesn't matter. I want to grab the polygon. I want to grab the polygon material, set shader param, and I want to set the... How is it called? The direction, right? Direction. And I want to set something. I want to set something to player pause normalized, something like that. And I will create a player pause normalized. What version of Godot is this? It's a Godot 3.6 exactly. So I want the player pause divided by a vector 2 that is doing 464, right? So it's going to be 1. Is that what I want? I think it should be. Player pause normalized. I can print it. Player pause normalized. I can print that just to be sure. and I can use it. It's possible to go above 1, but I don't fucking care, I think. Let's see. And I set the direction every frame. Let's see. Oh, fuck it. Okay. And so what happens? Oh, it's trippy. It's trippy. And of course you can go above. Beyond, I mean. So is that what we expect? I think it works. Because basically every time we move it, it makes the thing move, and thus, because we move the camera with it, and thus it looks like it's parallaxing. I think. What do you think? It works, right? Is that what we expect? I think it is. Is it big enough for you? Is it big enough for you? Is that what we expect? I think it is. It looks convincing. It's very distracting though. It's big enough for me, thanks. This makes me think of the old YouTube video where a guy made head tracking with a Wii remote. On YouTube, TGS. Okay. Okay. I don't know why, but okay. So, it's very cool. It's very cool, but I also think it's kinda... I also think it's kinda hard to follow. Is that the right material? In this material, we don't have enough. I feel like we don't have enough stuff. But in my game, I would like something like that, I think. The things would need to be smoother. So maybe I can just use diamond thin instead. Diamond thin. Yeah, diamond thin. It works much better. Then you make the repeat distance smaller. That could work, right? Sprite 6. The names, I love the names. Material, player normalized direction, on based. You have a material and you have direction, right? Let's see. The layers melt together too much. It looks messy. That's true. Maybe the first layer had its own color and something. Totally. I would add a color gradient. You don't want to follow it. It's a background. You should just be for the ambience, but not too distracting. You don't want to follow it. It's a background. It should just be for the ambience, not too distracting. What do you mean you should not follow it? The thing is, I think it might be okay. Let me show you why I think it might be okay. You said it's hard to follow. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. This background is cool, but it's way too... Yeah, okay. Let's do something like that. This is closer to what we would have. Let's double it and pass it to the next person. Two things you can try. Oof. Holy shit, this is trippy. This looks cool. This looks very cool, but it's not what I was trying to achieve. It moves way too much. Why does it look like that? Oh, I know. I know why it looks like that. Because movement in here is not clamped. You see, when we play with the polygon is the polygon can't. What you don't see is that the polygon is actually going outside of what we see, but it's being clamped to, not clamped, sorry, it's being masked by the area. So it doesn't go beyond, which looks very very good. This is trippy as fuck. This is really trippy. This is kind of amazing. I've been thinking about that for a while, so I'm pretty happy about it. What I could do is I could reduce that quite drastically. Right? I could reduce that quite drastically. Right? It could look like this. It looks better already. You see what I mean? It looks better already because the first layer is here, but it almost looks like it's not. Ah, there is something. I know why it looks so trippy. I know why it looks so trippy. Can you see it? Can you see it? There is no first layer. There is no first layer. There is no ground. So this is why it looks like you're. It looks like you're on top of a glass, and then there is the background. You see what I mean? Exactly. The first layer should be locked in. This is because look at it. In the first shader that we created, it is here. You can see it in here. The first shader that we created, the first layer is locked in because the first layer is the actual input texture. But in here, the input texture is just used as a mask. It's used as a mask, which means it's creating a window, but the first layer is not locked in. There's no first layer in this. Oh, but it looks so fucking trippy. Okay, I need to try two things. I need to try two things on that shader. I need to try two things. I'm gonna have a bool. Uniform bool. First layer lock. And by default it's going to be false. I know ifs are not amazing, but I don't care, okay? Give me a second, give me a break, I would even say. It's just to try something, and then we'll do it different. If that is the case, I simply want the in texture. No, I simply want that. The texture pattern scaled UV. I don't want to scale it. I just want to do that. Final color. We input texture pattern scaled UV. No. Centered UV. Why not? Multiplied by initial scale. Is that right? On. And then we have a layer on top of it. Okay, there's something else. We need to multiply by diff. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's missing something. Because of the repeat. If ifs are iffy, why are they available in the first place? Checkmate, cheddar nerds. That's true. That's true. Okay, I can do it differently then, because I have a hard time doing it in here. So I can do if no, I don't know. I'll do the shader lock after. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll do the shader lock, the first layer lock, or maybe I will never do it. I don't know. Pattern. In here, light only. Ah, this is what I wanted. I have another trick up my sleeves. I have another trick up my sleeves. Are you ready for the second trick? Ooh, 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 ooh. Are you ready for the second trick? Yes. Skibidi bop. Skibidi bop. Shouldn't be the for loop starts from 0 instead of 1, or does it break something? The shader loop starts at 1 because initially in the first shader, I had the first layer. That's why it was made that way. You see what I mean? The first layer, that's what you have in here. The first layer is the sprite that you've seen here. So it's the original texture is sampled once. And that's why we start at 1, because we only want to render in the shader, we only want to create the inside. So that's why it starts at 1. It brings back the first layer, yes. It brings back the first layer. Is there a problem? Why can't I move? There's no twin scale. What? What do you mean? Ah, maybe because I tried to do a dash or something. I tried to do a dash, that's why it broke. Right? Yeah. Okay, so you see, in truth, the effect would be incredibly dim. If it's how it's made in the game, you don't even see it with the compression of the stream, right? Oh, you do. But the light would need to be much stronger, because we don't even see the thing. So you're telling me bringing back the first thingy, editable children, circle light, energy 3, maybe 3 is a bit much, 2. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fucking amazing. This, we're arriving at a point where I'm creating stuff that I really enjoy, but we didn't do anything that we were supposed to do. That's great. I wanted to work on that for like 30 minutes or something. It's always like that, right? So bringing the first layer, that's what you said. To make that modification, I'm just going to create another fucking shader again. So let's go back to 1. It brings the first layer. Whoops. It brings the first layer, and the first layer will not move, in fact. You're right. I think you're right. There's no extra work, because the first layer is multiplied by 0. So it simply doesn't work. It simply doesn't move, I mean. Right? It's difficult to see. It's difficult to see with the light. But I think it's the case. Right? I think it does work. Oh, shaders are not... Shaders don't work like that. You have to restart the game. They don't work. The first layer is locked now. Wow, that's fucking amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is really freaking amazing. And I love it. Yeah, okay. It doesn't... because the shaders would need to be recompiled, and Godot doesn't send the right signal, probably. If you modify the shader, it needs to be recompiled. That's fucking trippy. That's trippy. I love it. I love it. I really do love it. And I can make a very cool shader with, like, the borders and stuff. I don't even need to make the borders. I don't even need to make the borders. Nah, I need to. Give me a second. I need to modify something. So on that shader, what happens if I make the repeat distance maybe a tiny bit smaller? I increase the amount of repeats. Why not? This defines how crazy it gets. First layer lock, we don't need that. And the initial tiling is how much tiling we have. We should not have too much tiling if we want the effect to be cool. And because we are rendering the mode with light only, we don't need. I feel like we don't need the. I feel like we don't need the. I feel like we don't need the gradient affecting the thing. I'm not sorry. I'm mesmerized. I can't. It doesn't make sense. What am I trying to say? It's rather intense, hard to see the player. Yeah, definitely. Don't worry. It's, I'm not saying that I will put it like this and implement it in the game just like that. I'm just looking at it and saying, okay, I like it. It's bringing something to the table. So I will find a way to integrate it. I will find a way to integrate it. And again, just to make sure that we are on the same page, initially, the circle light has a value of 0.8. So initially, it shows the background like this when you're playing. You see what I mean? It shows like this. So it's not a lot. In here, it's very subtle, and I feel like it adds a bit of complexity, but in a good way. Definitely making the little captain to set up his tent. I already. and if I do that, it breaks. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Why don't we see the other ones? What did I do? First lock layer? What did I do? We don't see them anymore. For some reason. Are they light only now? Ah, yeah, they're sharing the same fucking thing. I'm stupid. Holy shit. Holy shit. Give me just the light. No! Just give me... How can I take that more easily? Oh, would you look at that? We can go and see what's happening. Make that texture much bigger, please. Item coal mask, visibility, light mask. Am I not on the wrong? Yeah, it doesn't work. Supposedly you are on light mask too. Or is it item coal mask that you want to change? Yes. So what I'm trying to say is the player is like this. There can definitely be moments where we use that. We could also have this, right? Something closer to Sprite 6, something closer to that. Like we could have more repeats. But we don't see shit because of what? The repeat distance. Oh shit, this is not what I wanted to change. Okay. Sprite 6, more repeats. This could be for the... This could be for the sides, right? And of course, the only problem with that is... So this could be the back... This could be for the border of the arena, and it's just that of course it needs to be scaled. We need to tune it down a bit because we don't want that much parallax on the thing. I guess theoretically it's fixed by just setting up the repeat correctly, right? You put less repeat and you put less distance. But you can't be... Yeah, you still need a bit of distance. No, you just need to scale it up a bit. Scale it down, sorry. Like, movement should be... Yeah. Because we're going to 1, which doesn't make any sense. So, if you, like, player normalized times... You take only like 10% of that. That might be enough. Look at that. It creates... See? It creates a much more subtle effect. And it still gives you a bit of parallax. But you take 10% of the effect. You see, for a border, that's pretty cool, I think. I think Super Reactor... is that Reactor? Reactor or... No, it's not Reactor. There is a game that looks pretty cool. Vector, no. No. Fuck, how is it called? There is a game that looks really cool. It's in my inspiration, probably. Maybe I can find it that way. And then it's 7 PM, I need to stop working. I still have a fucking headache. How do I find that? I go into Hyperslice. Did we discuss what I wanted to discuss with you guys? Yeah, we discussed the slice, right? Try parallax shader. I think this was a success. And of course the bonus reward wave and the random flyby, it's not. Those are not super important, to be honest. They would be important, but I can maybe work on that during the weekend. I don't know. Update the GIF and the Steam page. I should definitely do that. Let me check my visuals. I have somewhere... Inspiration... Steam page? No. UI? Do I have that in the UI? Where is it? Where is it? Is that a joke? Is that a fucking joke? Mainframes creates cool effect. Galactic is very... Super Reactor. No, it's not that. It's not that. This is cool, but it's not that. It's very empty. Fuck me. It's maybe on my Steam... I had scheduled 120 gigs. What do you mean 120 gigs? My Marvel Rivals. Oh no, 15 gigs. Okay. The install is 120 gigs. I hope it's a joke. I had it in my demos. It stopped the music because I know. Okay. Oblin Party? Fuck. How can I find it again? If I visit the store page of this, it's probably related. Of course not. Fuck me. Nova Drift? It might be related to Nova Drift. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. How can it be called? It's not Super Reactor. It's a similarly named game, I feel like. I think we played it. No, I think we played it once in here. Super Reactor. I'm pretty sure it's something with Super Reactor. Vector? No, it couldn't be called Vector. But anyway, this game, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like very strong visually, and I think they're doing something like what I'm looking for in terms of the arena. It's really interesting that I don't have it in my references. Blaze Blue is doing cool stuff, yes, of course. Maybe it's not in visuals, but where it would be. In ideas? Maybe I'm stupid and I put it in ideas. Like, do the same thing as this. Shaders? Good old shaders. No. Achievements. I don't care about that. Special modes? No. Okay. Vector. Reactor. Fuck. I have no idea how it's called. If you have an idea, let me know. But I don't think you have an idea. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with the result. So now it's all about combining those shaders. The difficult point was that by default, walls, I think I've done it in here. Oh yeah, I've done it in here. In here, this background fill, as you can see, I had to do a trick. Because by default, polygons don't have the correct UVs. You have to set the UVs yourself for some reason. So, as you can see, I have a tool script, I think. I have a tool script, which is set UV from polygon. We're doing a bunch of calculation to set the UVs automatically, which means I can have, no matter the size, I can have the thing, and then I have a fill shader in here that I use to fill in and out, to fill up and down during the waves where you need to survive. So basically I can reuse the same idea and apply my shader with the background, and instead of having just the pattern, just the normal pattern, I can have my tiled pattern that reacts to what I'm doing. That is amazing. No, that's super cool. Honestly, that's really, really cool. I'm quite happy about that. I don't know, is there a way to make your shaders react to light, but still give it like a minimum effect? I don't know if you see what I mean. Like my player, it has a light with like 0.8. I can make it 2, of course. I can make it more, I can make it less, whatever. What I would love is to have a way to change that. It's not super clear. I don't find my words. I'm too tired. If I scale this and then play around with the scale in here, I'm gonna lose some. Yeah, I'm gonna lose some stuff, but it should be okay. You don't understand what I'm saying, right? An environment, global light of some sort. Yes, but in the shader, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me rephrase it correctly. If you set your shader to light only, it reacts to lights. Perfect. Is there a way to give it a minimum amount of lighting, even if there's no lights in the scene? That's what I'm trying to say. Let's say I don't want to add any lights, because the rest of the game is lit correctly, so I don't want my shader to fuck the rest. You see what I mean? I'm not sure it's very clear. Like in the shader, I want to say, hey, react to light, but maybe I can do a custom rendering then. Maybe I can do a custom rendering by looking at the light pass. Maybe. What do you think? Maybe that's the solution. I think I will record a little... where is it? Where is it? Screen to GIF. I will record a little thingy about that. I like it. I might remove the particles. And what about this? This looks pretty cool. Do I also show that? Do I show both? Maybe not. Maybe I do. So I grab it like that. I do recorder. I want, instead of area, instead of area, I want select a window. I want this window. And supposedly, when I'm on the side like this, I can play around with the parameters to like change that. Make it closer, increase the amount of repeat. Yeah, I can show that, it's pretty cool. And I can choose how much tiling I want. Yeah. Let's do that. So initially I don't move, maybe? No, I do move. Okay, let's record like this. Let's record. We move. We see how it moves when we move. Very cool. And then we play around with the repeat distance. Like very short, very big. The amount of repeat. And the tiling. And I can also play around with the gradient. That doesn't really look good. It's pretty cool. I don't know if we see that it lags a bit, and it lags because of the fact that I'm live, I think. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. Is there anyone to raid? I think I'm gonna stop right there. It's been a long and great stream. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Cricket is doing what? Ridiculous shipping. Playing your games. Okay, let's raid Cricket then. He's playing games. That's amazing. Raid user Cricket. Let's go for the raid. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you again for following, helping, telling me what to do when it was broken. It was pretty cool. We didn't do as much as I wanted, but we worked on that shader and that was very cool. Let's go for the raid. Be kind with Cricket. And that's it. Thank you for being here. I will see you on Monday, probably. In the meantime, play the demo, don't hesitate. And let's go for the raid.
That's one of my big suggestions. My contribution to the game. The tree should dance to the music. Mr. Elliptic, how's it going? We're playing Jotson's game right now. Playing the demo. This is a Godot game. Thank you so much for the raid. Once we get past